They say betrayal cuts deepest when it comes from the one you sleep beside. At 7:43 p.m. on an ordinary Tuesday, I discovered my wife wasn't just unfaithful, she was sloppy. A single message, one flicker of her phone screen, set off a chain reaction of revenge so meticulously crafted it would make a spy blush. What followed was not a breakdown, it was a blueprint. A forensic accountant turned silent predator, a scorned wife turned ally, a duo of devastation with one mission. No warnings, no mercy. By the time they realized what hit them, it was already over. You think you've read revenge stories before? You haven't met me. The Tuesday evening, the clock struck 7:43 p.m., and the world as I knew it began to unravel. I had just finished auditing quarterly reports when my wife Sarah's phone lit up on the kitchen counter. The notification read, "Miss you already. Tonight was Daniel R." My heart sank. Sarah was at a client dinner with her marketing team, including Daniel Reynolds, the new junior account manager who had joined her firm just 3 months prior. As I poured myself a whiskey, the second message arrived. "Still can't believe we did this in the conference room." My fingers trembled as I realized the gravity of the situation. Sarah had left her Apple Watch charging next to the fruit bowl, and in that moment, I became a silent investigator in my own home. I was a forensic accountant, trained to uncover the truth, and I knew better than to confront Sarah without solid evidence. So, I transformed into a ghost in my own marriage. I installed keylogger software on our shared laptop, tracking every keystroke. I synced her Apple Watch to my iPad, exploiting her failure to change the default passcode. I discovered they had booked room 417 at the Grand Hotel every Thursday for 2 months. I planted a GPS tracker in her Lexus's wheel well, monitoring her every move. I hired a private investigator who captured them kissing in the firm's parking garage. I obtained security footage from their client lunch at a no-tell motel, confirming my worst fears. The most damning evidence came from Daniel's own arrogance. A Dropbox folder synced to Sarah's work email containing creative selfies that left nothing to the imagination. I decided to confront the other woman, Emily Reynolds. She answered her door wearing yoga pants, holding a toddler. When I showed her the evidence, her face transformed through all 5 stages of grief in mere seconds. "My husband said you were getting divorced," she whispered, staring at a photo of Daniel nibbling Sarah's ear in our bed. "That you had an arrangement. We made a pact that night over cheap wine. No warnings, no mercy, coordinated strikes. Emily had her own arsenal. Daniel's secret credit card statements showing $4,200 spent at the Grand last quarter. Together, we plotted our revenge. The night before our Cancun anniversary trip, Sarah came home glowing, completely unaware of my plans. "Pack your sexiest swimsuit," she purred, kissing me with lips that had just tasted betrayal. What she didn't know was that I had cancelled her ticket and removed her from the reservation, transferred $287,000 from our joint accounts to a new offshore account, scheduled movers to empty her designer closet the moment we left. To the masterstroke, a fake email from Daniel breaking things off because his wife was pregnant again. At the United check-in counter, the agent frowned at Sarah's passport. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Morrison, your ticket was refunded yesterday." Her perfect face twisted in confusion as I handed her an envelope containing printed screenshots of every incriminating message. Our security cam footage set to "before he cheats." Divorce papers already filed. A note, "Daniel's wife says hi. Enjoy homelessness." Her scream echoed through the terminal as TSA agents rushed to the scene. Her cries of "You'll pay for this," fading behind me as I boarded the plane alone. While I sipped margaritas on the beach in Mexico, the fallout from my calculated revenge began. Emily served Daniel at work with divorce papers citing adultery. HR fired them both for violating the morality clause. Sarah's parents disowned her after receiving the evidence packet. The law firm revoked her partnership track for conduct unbecoming. I returned home to sold house. The title was only in my name. Promotion. My boss's first wife cheated too. Burner phone filled with Sarah's desperate voicemails begging for forgiveness. 6 months later, Sarah showed up at my new condo, her designer clothes replaced with Target clearance items. "You ruined my life," she spat, her once glossy hair now brittle and lifeless. I smiled and showed her my phone. Daniel's new Tinder profile featuring him on a yacht with a 22-year-old. "No, Sarah," I corrected, watching her face crumble. "I just stopped letting you ruin mine." As the door closed, my phone buzzed with Emily's final text. "Daniel's sleeping with his divorce lawyer. Calm as a bitch. Drinks next week." The divorce finalized on what would have been our 10th anniversary. Sarah received nothing from the house sale, no alimony thanks to the infidelity clause, a lifetime ban from ever working in finance again. Last I heard, she was living with her sister in Ohio, working at a Kohl's makeup counter. Daniel, his new sugar daddy, cut him off when he turned 30. And me? I'm dating Emily's cousin, a corporate lawyer who thinks forensic accountants are sexy. Funny how life works out when you play the long game. In the end, I learned that betrayal comes with a price, and sometimes the best revenge is simply living well. The twists and turns of life can lead to unexpected outcomes, and in my case, they led to a new beginning. So, if you ever find yourself in a similar situation, remember, the truth has a way of surfacing, and justice, however calculated, can be sweet.